Christmas is around the corner, and our channel brings you another 3 updates from the field of space exploration. To begin, we examine the 4th mission of Alpha launch vehicle from Firefly Aerospace, which unfortunately failed to meet expectations. Subsequently, an unprecedented event transpired on the International Space Station, with 2 cargo spacecraft departing within hours of one another. Lastly, we take a look at the launch of a Soyuz rocket, which launched a new classified satellite. At 1732 Universal Time on the 22nd of December, 4 Reaver rocket engines powered by liquid oxygen and RP-1 ignited, launching Firefly Aerospace's Alpha launch vehicle on its 4th mission. Only a single satellite named Tantrum was slated for deployment during the Fly the Lightning mission. Its manufacturer, Lockheed Martin, sought to evaluate a technology known as electronically steerable antenna on it. The flight of Alpha proceeded without incident during the initial phase. The first stage operated seamlessly, and the separation of the 2 stages was executed without issue, as was the second stage. Its first ignition provided the stack with the required velocity to achieve orbit, and then deactivated as anticipated.
Nice.
However, during the second ignition, which was intended to adjust the trajectory to the desired parameters, an unforeseen issue arose. Communication with the Tantrum satellite is possible, yet it is not in the correct orbit. Consequently, this launch is considered a partial failure. After 4 launches, the record of this small launch vehicle is far from satisfactory. The inaugural flight concluded in a failure, the second in a partial failure, the third was the only one to achieve full success, and the 4th again was a partial failure. In the case of both partial failures, the fault lay with the second stage of the rocket. At 22:05 Universal Time on December 21st, SpaceX's Dragon 2 cargo spacecraft undocked from the International Space Station.
Station Houston, all hooks open.
According to initial plan, the spacecraft would remain docked to the station until approximately mid-December. Typically, Dragons remain docked to the International Space Station for approximately 30 days prior to returning. However, due to inclement weather in the designated landing area, this was not feasible for the CRS-29 mission. Dragon's departure was thus postponed by more than a week. Consequently, the spacecraft remained at the station for 40 days and almost 13 hours. Then the Dragon executed a braking burn, and on the 22nd of December at approximately 17:30 Universal Time, the re-entry capsule and its cargo splashed down into the waters near Tallahassee, Florida. On December 22nd at 13:06 Universal Time, another spacecraft, Cygnus NG-19, departed from the International Space Station. Departures of 2 spacecraft in such close succession are not commonplace, and this time the delayed Dragon's departure mentioned earlier was the cause. This unique concurrence of 2 departures affords us an opportunity to compare how the 2 events differ from each other. At first glance, the distinction between Dragon 2 and Cygnus is evident. The former departed autonomously, whereas the latter had to be detached by the station's robotic manipulator and released. Furthermore, Dragon 2 has been docked to the station for 40 days, whereas Cygnus has been present since early August. The last distinction pertains to atmospheric re-entry. The Dragon 2 is outfitted with a heat shield and other systems to safeguard its re-entry capsule, whereas the Cygnus will incinerate upon re-entry, along with the superfluous items in its interior. For the NG-19 mission, this will not occur until January 8th, as further experiments are being conducted on board until then. At 8:48 Universal Time on the 21st of December, the Soyuz 2.1B rocket was launched from Pad 43/3 of the Plesetsk Cosmodrome south of Arkhangelsk. At the time of the launch, no further information regarding the cargo was accessible. It was a confidential satellite. However, experts were able to ascertain the identity of the cargo from the available orbital data after several hours. According to the data currently available, it appears that the satellite is a Bars-M5L, but the payload has been assigned a codename consistent with Russian classified satellites, namely Kosmos 2574. The Bars-M satellites are usually equipped with a pair of mapping instruments, collectively referred to as Caret. The first instrument is a high-resolution camera with a resolution of up to 1 meter on the Earth's surface. This is complemented by a lower resolution instrument that covers a wider area of the surface, producing a stereo image for topographic purposes. The data obtained is primarily used for the creation of precise military maps, but is also intended to serve Russia's economic interests. Thank you for watching Spaceflight News. To stay informed about the latest developments in space exploration, be sure to follow our profile on X. We wish you a festive and calm Christmas. May you have a blissful and tranquil holiday, and we look forward to your continued support in the near future.